Sung Jinwoo started off as an average-looking man of average height with a skinnier, weaker build, but still stronger than a normal person. Upon his reawakening, becoming a player of the system, Jinwoo went from the appearance of a frail teenage boy drastically into a lean young man with a well-developed physique. As a result of the system assisting in his growth to make him stronger, he now became a rather tall and handsome young man able to attract the attention of most women. Although at first he wore basic clothing because of his lack of funds. Since gaining more money and access to the system shop, he gained access to various items and clothing that no other hunter has access to. Most of the clothing he wears ranges from wearing black clothing that fits his current mindset and abilities. Sung Jinwoo levels up from the rank of the weakest hunter to a godlike being. Unlike other hunters who are bound by their initial rank, Jinwoo continuously grows stronger without any limits. This progression is achieved by Jinwoo's intelligence, unique system, and determination. By the end of his journey, he ascends to godhood, surpassing even the most powerful beings in the existence in the solo leveling world. Jinwoo rises to the level of the most powerful being in the universe, the Shadow Monarch, gradually. His rise follows a systematic path, driven by the unique mechanics of his leveling system and the forces of the universe at play. At the beginning, Sung Jinwoo is an E-rank hunter, which is the lowest possible classification. In this world, strength determines one's survival and he is at the very bottom of the ladder. His physical abilities are pathetic and very limited, and he barely scrapes by in the weakest dungeons. Despite his low rank, Jinwoo continues to risk his life to support his sick mother and younger sister. His weak status earns him the infamous title of the weakest hunter, and he becomes a symbol of mockery and sometimes pity amongst his peers. But even in all these, Jinwoo remains resilient. Even in all of his near-death experiences, his refusal to give up sets him apart. His incomparable determination makes him the perfect candidate for the leveling system as it chooses him. His transformation begins in what seems to be an ordinary dungeon, but then reveals to be a death trap. His party discovers a hidden double dungeon, where they encounter monstrous stone statues that mercilessly slaughter most of his teammates. This dungeon is later on found to be a test by the system. Jinwoo miraculously survives by following the rules presented by the system. As the last survivor, he is given an extraordinary choice to become the system's player. Desperate to live, he accepts, unknowingly stepping onto the path to godhood. The main factor that allows this massive upgrade is the system, and to get a better understanding of how it works, let's talk about it for a little bit. In the solo leveling series, the system is the magical program that chose Sung Jinwoo as its player after the events that took place in the double dungeon at the beginning of the series. Just like what we saw in the anime, the system helps Sung Jinwoo train, giving him the rare ability to level up in strength beyond anything he had ever imagined. This system was created by the hidden boss of the double dungeon, known as the Architect, and he designed it to breed a human vessel for the King of the Dead and the Monarch of the Shadows, Ashborn. So after witnessing Sung Jinwoo sacrifice himself for his raid party in the double dungeon, the system chose him as a player, and this gave Sung Jinwoo the special ability to level up in strength unlike anyone else. The system also grants Jinwoo the ability to level up, a power that no other hunter possesses. While other hunters remain locked at their awakening rank, Jinwoo can grow without end. This one simple mechanic sets him apart from every other being in the world. The leveling system functions like a game interface as Jinwoo gains experience points by defeating monsters and completing its quests. As he levels up, his stats increase, making him faster, stronger, and more durable. Every level up enhances his abilities greatly, making even minor gains significant in battle. At first, the changes are small, almost undetectable, but as he accumulates levels, the difference becomes undeniable. The system rewards his efforts with new skills and abilities, allowing him to evolve beyond the limitations of humans. Jinwoo is given by the system the power of unlimited growth, unlike other people. His strength has no limitations, so as he grows, so does his power. He also achieves skills like dagger mastery and stealth. Completing quests grants him rewards that help to accelerate his growth. Through this mechanism, Jinwoo evolves at an unprecedented rate, leaving even S-rank hunters who are high above his initial rank in the dust. While leveling up alone would have made Jinwoo one of the strongest hunters in the world, his rise to godhood is cemented when he inherits the power of the Shadow Monarch, Ashborn. As he grows stronger, he begins encountering enemies beyond the scope of regular dungeons like he is familiar with. One such encounter is with the Shadow Monarch's legacy. Ashborn, one of the strongest beings in existence, chooses Jinwoo as his successor. With this inheritance, Jinwoo gains control over the dead, allowing him to resurrect fallen enemies as his loyal shadow soldiers. This ability alone transforms him into a one-man army. Every battle he fights strengthens him, and every enemy he defeats becomes an ally. His power reaches the level where he can take down entire guilds, nations, and even world-ending threats. The Shadow Monarch's legacy grants Jinwoo the power of immortality in battle, where his shadows fight for him and he replenishes strength. He also gains unlimited army expansion, which means the more he fights, the larger and stronger his army becomes. Finally, the Shadow Monarch connects Jinwoo to cosmic entities, taking him a step closer to godhood. He connects him to the realm of divine entities. At this stage, Jinwoo is no longer bound by human limitations. He is not just a hunter, he is a ruler of death. Jinwoo's ascension to godhood is further solidified when he becomes involved in the cosmic war between the monarchs and the rulers, which happen to be two opposing factions of godlike beings. The monarchs are beings of destruction, while the rulers maintain balance. Both sides are immensely powerful, capable of eradicating entire civilizations. Initially, Jinwoo is outmatched, but his relentless leveling ensures that he quickly rises to their level. One by one, he takes down monarchs, proving that his power surpasses even beings who have existed for millennia. His fights with the Monarch of Frost, the Beast Monarch, and the Dragon Monarch showcases his evolution from a human into something far greater. By the end of this war, Jinwoo surpasses both the monarchs and the rulers, effectively making him the strongest being in existence. His leveling system has allowed him to reach a point where he no longer has equals. The final step in Jinwoo's journey to godhood in the solo leveling world comes when he fully inherits Ashborn's powers, transforming him into the new Shadow Monarch. However, unlike his predecessor, he retains his human consciousness and emotions. At this point, Jinwoo is no longer bound by mortality. He commands an infinite army, possesses unfathomable strength, and holds the ability to manipulate reality itself. There is no being mortal or divine that challenges him. However, Jinwoo's true divinity is not just in his power but in his choices. Rather than ruling as a tyrant, he chooses to use his power to rewind time, preventing the war before it ever happens. This action proves that he's not just a god of destruction, but a god of wisdom and protection. By the end, Jinwoo has achieved what no other being has. He has transcended fate itself, and his limitless leveling system allowed him to grow beyond anything imaginable, turning him from a mere hunter into a god. Song Jinwoo's journey from an E-rank hunter to a god is a direct result of his ability to level up. Unlike others who remain stagnant, he continuously grows stronger with no ceiling to his power. Every battle he fights, every dungeon he clears, and every enemy he defeats pushes him closer to divinity. By the end of this journey, he is no longer mere human. He is the Shadow Monarch, an entity beyond mortality, with the power rivaling the gods themselves. However, his greatest strength is not just his might, but his humanity. Rather than abusing his power, he uses it to rewrite history and ensure a peaceful future. In the end, leveling up did not just make Sung Jinwoo powerful, it made him unstoppable, immortal, and divine. Through relentless growth, he became a god not just in strength, but in wisdom and purpose. That's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching, and catch you guys in the next one.